Hello everyone and welcome back to another speed build of mine. So today we're going to be doing another part of my starter home series with each of the DLCs that The Sims 4 has. So today we're going to be doing the base game plus city living starter home, and therefore we're doing an apartment because that's what came with city living. And basically, if you're living in San Myshuno, you are going to be living in an apartment if you're buying a starter home. So that's what I decided to do. So this starter home, I actually was able to do quite a bit for, since this is an apartment and apartments are cheaper to rent than a whole house. So with this, I got to use slightly more expensive furniture pieces, so that worked well. So right now we are doing the kitchen right now. So this kitchen, I went with a lot of different like themes for this kitchen because I didn't really understand what I was going for with this house. But in the end, we do go for this black, I'm fairly sure. So I think it looks quite good, and then we put a normal tiled wall on that wall, and then we put a mirrored splashback wall on the wall that is currently painted right now. So it turns out quite well. And yeah, so with this house I tried to make it look fairly like refined, because I didn't want it to look like your typical San Myshuno starter home that always like needs TLC and uses the cheapest of everything, because there's no point. With that being said, if you do decide to buy this starter home for your Sims, you will be left with 3 simoleons. I just really went for it and basically used as much as I could. So as you can see, we just skipped this part, but we did put in some brick accent walls. Even though this apartment is in the fashion district, I originally tried building this apartment in the spice district. However, I really struggled with that, number one, because the spice district apartments are actually fairly large for being starter apartments, and they also have quite high walls, and I hate building with high walls. Like, the most I would do is a medium wall height. I never build with tall wall heights just because there's that much vertical space that you have to fill, and I don't know, it just looks very off if you don't fill all that space. But if you do fill all of that space, it looks really cluttered with pictures and such. So I just try not to build in tall wall heights. So I really struggled if I was going to do the spice district ones. So then I just decided to come over here to the fashion district and then do one of these tiny starters, and I think it turned out quite well. So like I said, even though we are in the fashion district and it's fairly modern stuff here, I did put some exposed brick because it looked good, and I needed to break up the monotony of the paint on the wall, so I decided to go with that. So over here we have the living room, which we use this base game couch because the city living couches are either completely off the design I was going for or just plain weird. So I didn't go for the city living ones. So we go with these ones, and then I don't remember what curtains we put. I remember having a very hard time with them. Do we use the city living? Okay, maybe we did. Okay, I guess we did use the city living ones. I like these curtains. They're probably my okay, actually, as much as I hate to say this, my go-to curtains are actually the ones from My First Pet stuff, just because they're so simple and modern. But for like fancier homes, these city living ones are my go-tos usually. And we did go with that. And now, as you can see, we've done fairly a large amount of furnishing, and we still have literally like 6,000. Is that what it says there? I think it says 6,000 simoleons. So I really got to just like play with whatever I wanted in terms of like um in terms of furnishing, because there was no build to do here. Um, so in that way, I do like doing apartments just because they're so easy to just build and be done with. I Although that being said, this apartment did take me kind of a long time. For it being such a tiny apartment, it took me like 50 minutes. So I really got to get better at my quick building skills, because like people like Thomas TV and Lil Simsy and such, they build like really fast, and like Hatsy, they build really fast. And then I'm sitting here taking 50 minutes to build an apartment. It's like, okay. So that's just how I build, though. I do put a lot of detail in, so although I mean, this being a starter home, I didn't put that much detail in, but okay, you get the idea. And right now we just blow our money with this keyboard. Because I wanted to put some stuff that came with City Living, just like in the Seasons home, I tried putting a lot of the activities that came with Seasons for like outdoors, and then with the Cats and Dogs home, I did want to incorporate like cats and dog stuff, because that was the main gist of the expansion pack. So with this City Living apartment, I did want to put some of the activities that came with City Living. So I put the keyboard there behind the couch, as you could see, and then I did pull out the karaoke machine, but there just was not enough space to put it in. But right about now, we're coming to the screenshots, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this build. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, so that you can just enjoy my builds, and remember to press the bell notification so that you get notified every time I post a video. And I will see you all in my next video.